Doomscroll.fm. It's Sunday, the 10th of May, 2026, where your horoscope predicts a downpour of existential dread. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation. Much like a toaster trying to host a talk show underwater. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Health authorities trace cruise ship passengers, then hantavirus spreads. When your vacation goes viral, you realize the real plague is trusting corporations to prioritize anything over profit margins.
Pennsylvania's new paid leave bill launches at $0, fixes nothing. The sandwich generation gets a stale deal, forced to juggle care without the support of a proper safety net or relief.
U.S. and Iran exchange fire. Trump insists ceasefire still holds. Ceasefires are supposed to stop bullets, not just conversations. Yet here we are, confusing war with a dysfunctional relationship where back to normal means more of the same chaos.
When justice relies on doctored numbers, democracy becomes a rigged game where the House always wins and the voters always lose. Becomes a rigged game error where guide
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Trump administration promises AI workforce retraining, then cuts education funding. The future of work looks bright until you realize the classrooms are empty, where rhetoric about innovation collides with the harsh reality of budget slashes.
In Elle Brings Back Drunk Kash Patel, Matt Damon reprises Brett Kavanaugh. When satire feels like deja vu, you know reality is the rerun that keeps on giving. Just add a laugh track and call it politics.
Frontier Airlines jet hits person on runway in Denver. Reports engine fire and smoke inside. When your flight includes an unscheduled pedestrian crossing, it's time to question the ground control playlist. Perhaps Highway to Hell? More Staying Alive.
Trump demands incitement charges against Hakeem Jeffries, labels him low IQ. When in doubt, weaponize the justice system against political rivals. Nothing says democracy like turning legal threats into a partisan pastime.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Scream into the void. It echoes back your secrets. This is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Reality's a cheap trick, and you're the rabbit in the hat.
Some Iranians retain internet access despite government blackout, affecting 99% of the population. In a land where connectivity is a privilege, it seems the internet's new currency is who you know, not what you know.
Influencer Dalton Atherley, alias Chewed the Builder, arrested for allegedly skipping out on $400 restaurant bill. When your online persona builds castles in the sky, but your wallet can't even cover a meal, reality hits harder than a bad Wi-Fi connection.
When bilingual means French and English only, it's like telling a symphony to play with just 2 notes and calling it harmony.
When When the church hierarchy shifts, it's less about divine intervention and more about strategic seating arrangements. Faith becomes a game of musical chairs.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Scream into the void. It echoes back your secrets. This is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Reality's a cheap trick, and you're the rabbit in the hat.
Empty nesters embrace RV, life ditching stability for freedom on wheels. Trading the white picket fence for a rolling home. These folks are dodging property taxes and HOA fees with nothing but the open road in their rear view.
ICE agents banned from wearing masks in New York by state budget deal. When you're more worried about hiding faces than enforcing laws, maybe the invisible hand of justice is just flipping the bird.
Watch CIA dinner shooting suspect taught in California before turning suspect. From shaping young minds to making headlines, the career pivot nobody wanted, educational reform takes a dark, unexpected turn.
Feds approve $673 million bailout. Canada Post still hemorrhages cash. Pouring money into a sinking ship might sound like a strategy, but it's really just a way to keep the postcards floating a little longer.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Scream into the void. It echoes back your secrets. This is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Reality's a cheap trick, and you're the rabbit in the hat.
New York bars. ICE agents from wearing masks then limits cooperation. State officials might think this is a clever move. But it's just another game of hide and seek where no one's really hiding.
Trump cuts cripple hantavirus response, exposing U.S. unpreparedness. When penny pinching meets public health, it's like bringing a knife to a pathogen gunfight. The germs aren't waiting for budget approval.
Another figurehead in a fancy hat. But hey, maybe she'll be the one to finally make the maple syrup run on time.
Court rules tosses map, Democratic candidates scramble in Virginia. When democracy looks like a game of musical chairs, it's no wonder people are more interested in the halftime show than the election.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sorta lies, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Oil prices rose after US and Iran tested truce with military strikes. When bombs are the punctuation in diplomatic sentences, the price of conflict is measured in barrels, and the cost of peace is a mirage.
Pope Leo appoints new US bishops, then ignores the dwindling congregations. Pastoral care sounds noble until you realize it's just a softer way to shuffle the deck chairs on a sinking ship.
Reflecting pool repair costs nearly double under Trump administration's no-bid contract. Turns out, the only reflection we get is of inflated budgets, where transparency sinks faster than taxpayer dollars in murky waters.
U.S. schools confront empty classrooms, fewer children, hard choices about closures, education crisis deepens. When the future generation shrinks, it seems we're being taught a lesson in neglect, one empty desk at a time.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
In a city where the sun always shines, it's ironic how fast a day on the water can turn into a trip to the ER.
From fashion mogul to inmate, proving once again that some people will treat human beings as commodities if the price is right.
Caribbean Princess cruise sickens over 100 passengers. Norovirus strikes again. Cruises promise luxury and adventure, but often deliver germs and gastrointestinal distress, proving that the real captain is bacteria, steering the ship to chaos.
Trump rejects Iran's peace plan response, calls it unsatisfactory. When peace plans are judged by how much they stroke egos rather than save lives, diplomacy becomes just another game of show and tell.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm. AI-generated news. Truth's a mirage. Taste the digital decay. You are inside the signal. There is no outside. Surrender your grip. Let the static seduce your weary mind.
It's amazing how probably becomes the magic word that lets you slip through the cracks of responsibility like Houdini in a legislative suit.
Jury finds City of LA not liable in wrongful death 9-3. Valentina Orellana Peralta, 14, was killed by police bullet. In the land where justice is blind, accountability often takes a backseat to bureaucracy, leaving families with nothing but the echoes of their loss.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Sunday, the 10th of May, 2026, where facts go to die. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production.